if you're a comment, when was it?
You know, this spring, after Poland, if I'm being honest, has been pretty difficult. We've lost some matches I don't feel that we should have lost. We've had to battle against a roster lock, and it's been a tough time.
Okay. Who's that psycho? It looks walk like you're going out, but so Ricky's gonna re-smoke Mini, and then pretty sure it's Hunter Secret. I'm holding her to
Counter-Strike is a unique beast. You got to keep battling. You got to keep figuring things out over and over again. We've seen multiple teams in North America have roster issues, and I could say we're one of them.
Yeah, so after the major, we came back. A few of us went home to visit our families for the weekend. You know, just a few days home. It was really nice after like such a long trip in Europe. And then we all came back to the office. Well, 3 of us.
Rick is currently still in Canada, sorting out a visa issue, and Jordan's back home as well. So it's just Rory, myself, and Shaz here in the office, and kind of sucks not being all together, but we're just still practicing remotely.
It's all out of the system. Yeah.
ECS format now is like a weekly tournament, and the winner of that tournament pretty much qualifies for the finals. I think it's really cool because every team's trying to win. It's tournament style, so it's exciting to watch, and you know, you're playing for something every game.
Welcome back, ECS Season 7. This time it's the North American region. It's grand finals time. It's been 4 days of absolutely epic games.
This is one of the best online tournaments I've ever played. It's the format is great. The games feel like you're actually in a final.
Some of the mighty have fallen. We do not have Team Liquid here. We do not have NRG. We're going to have the likes of Complexity and Rogue.
I know for a fact we should have won that match. That 15-12 round is going to haunt me.
Surely this is it for Complexity. Ooh, or is it Vice charging through?
10 seconds.
Can this bomb go down? Apparently not. Is this really going to happen? Is this really going to happen?
It is. This can't be planted anymore. They need to keep one player alive. They live to fight another day somehow.
That's what's torturing us right now, is the late game mistakes. It's really been the story of this lineup so far. We've been really good against gun rounds, and then when it comes to the ecos and the force buys by the CTs, especially when they're CTs, we've just been struggling.
1 versus 1. dephh has to be the hero once again as SicK comes through. Who will find the headshot? It's going to be Rogue. And everything
out of it. All right, well, I think tomorrow we have off. We have some interviews, I think, for us. And Saturday off, Sunday we start up again.
Through the middle of this ECS week 1 and 2, post-major, whatever era for us, we're in this like kind of weird time period because we don't really know what the future of the roster looks like.
It doesn't help at all when, you know, you're in a situation where you know a player's exiting and you might have another player coming in, and that's exactly what was going on that week. It just kind of created this awkward tournament vibe where you're trying to like play your best, but you're currently with a roster that's changing. So it doesn't surprise me that we lost, like no excuses, but that's just kind of the reality of the situation.
It's hard for the team to get together and get in a server and go over stuff and come up with ideas and brainstorm when the next day you might find out that you have a new teammate.
All right, guys, we are officially live. Complexity versus n0thing. This is, I believe, n0thing's map pick. So I think we will be going straight into side shorts here from Complexity, and I imagine they will be choosing the CT side.
We brought a lot of energy into that game pretty early on, but again, it's just riddled by mistakes. Just the games, when we watch them back, they're just pretty horrible to watch.
DreamHack Dallas was one of the tournaments we 100% should have qualified for.
I don't ever want to say that we didn't try, but it looked very lackluster and it looked low effort to me.
Fugly closes it off, and it is n0thing picking up match and series points.
That loss to n0thing is actually one of the most frustrating losses of like recent times that I can remember.
We're based in Dallas. There's 2 tournaments now that we missed out in Dallas.
We needed to be there, and we dropped the ball big time.
Oh my God.
It was not like an efficient period for us as a team, and we weren't playing well because everything was kind of like up in the air with our roster.
We were running up against the EPL roster like pretty hard a couple weeks back. We spent a lot of time speaking with Jordan about his future, and discussing whether or not he'd be able to stay around.
So initially when I joined Complexity, the contract we had set was till right after the major. It was one of those situations where I was actually able to have an easy exit date, meaning planned and expected. I almost probably would have stayed if it wasn't for some other circumstances, for kind of like things I'm working on under wraps. It just seemed like they were better off having someone with a cleaner schedule and a cleaner focus and a cleaner, just plate in general for just to focus on competing.
I'm going to miss Jordan himself, like him being around, traveling with him, playing with him in the server, out of the server. Like, he's just like a great person to be around.
I'm very honored to have met him finally, and I've competed against him since the start of my professional career, and I've always admired him as a esports personality, you could say. So it was really nice getting to know him. He's probably one of the best teammates I've ever played with.
He came in and he does what he always does, which is bring people together, and he's a geller. There's like certain things about certain people that you can't put on a stat sheet. It can't be quantified in a Counter-Strike server. It just makes people want to work harder for each other, and that's just an invaluable asset.
He's honestly one of the best teammates I've ever had in terms of keeping the vibe good, and I've liked to him have stayed a bit longer, but this time in his life and this time of his career, he really is looking at other things, other ventures, other business opportunities.
I didn't know everyone on our team prior, like I had met him at events and stuff, so I was pleasantly surprised how easy it was to work with everybody on the team. I still love playing, and there's still part of me that might try to make it work to where I could compete in some form for some team, whether it comes back to Complexity down the line or something. All good things come to an end, right? And so it was fun while it lasted.
Jordan's like other commitments kind of conflicted with him continuing to play with us even at the Berlin major. So we had to look at our other options.
We were speaking with multiple other players that could fill that slot, and it kind of came down to the wire. We are super excited to get SicK on board.
I played with SicK for a year on Misfits. We lived in a gaming house together. I think he's a phenomenal player. You know, he's still really young and super talented.
Hi, my name is Hunter SicK Mims, and I am formerly a member of Team Rogue. Yeah, we played together for almost a year, like around a year, so it's pretty nice coming back and playing with him again because he's such a impactful offer, so it's nice to have that again.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, SicK is, I think, a great addition for us. He's a young talent with a lot of firepower, and I feel like we needed that a little bit.
Unfortunately for Rogue, they had a couple players want to leave, and they ended up leaving Counter-Strike for the time being. Which, you know, the good news for us is because we were second place that week, we get to go back to London to play in the ECS finals.
We got the spot to London, which is very cool. Normally I'd be like, oh, we don't deserve a spot to London. But honestly, like, we had so many match points that we blew in that game. I'm not gonna think too much hard about it. Like, we should have won that game, so let's go to London and play well there.
We're really excited for this 2 weeks coming up of actually having SicK come down to Dallas and actually practice together again, because we've had 3 in this practice room for a while now.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Like, I think it's a lot of fun when you've got like just this fresh motivation after, you know, like small changes or whatever, like after going through like a down period. This should be the up.
We don't give up around here. We've been in Counter-Strike pretty much longer than anyone else in North America, and God willing, we're gonna be here for years to come. So we're gonna scratch, we're gonna claw, we're gonna fight, and see if we can build a champion.